If you own a property and have a second mortgage on it, and if you want to keep this property and get rid of the second loan, attorney Shaw Parali can help. Call 510-742-5887. Due to the uncertain economy, many people have settled their debts for a fraction of its value. It's recommended to use an experienced lawyer to deal with it. Shaw Parali is an experienced debt settlement attorney and has handled hundreds of such cases successfully. There are no upfront fees for debt settlement. Only when you win, you pay. Call Shaw Parali, attorney at law, at 510-742-5887 or visit yourdebtsettlementattorney.com for a free assessment. This is just an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is established by this ad. The law does not guarantee success. Call 510-742-5887.
Beerables Inc. is an e-solutions company that provides custom web design, web application development, and internet marketing services to individuals and businesses. They can build powerful e-commerce sites, mobile apps, develop content, and market you on social media. They can help manage your brand's reputation and provide rock-solid customer support. Call today at 1-800-651-6091 or email us at info@beerables.com for a free consultation today. Again, the number is 1-800-651-6091.
And now, from the San Francisco Bay Area studios, KLOK proudly presents to you the prominent attorney Shaw Parali for the Shaw Parali Law Show, coming at you with over 50,000 watts of power. The Shaw Parali Law Show, where all your views matter.
Hello everybody. Assalamu alaikum, Sastika, namaskar to all the listeners. This is attorney Shaw Parali and we are live on air. Today is October 5th, 2017. We will be opening the lines in a few minutes, and today I have Franco on the board with me. Thank you, Franco, for being here. And anything I'm going to tell you today is for educational purposes only, and it's also my opinion. And you should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. The number to our office is 510-742-5887, the website attorneyonair.com, and our blog immigrationlegalblog.com. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we have one good news and a bunch of crazy news, but good and bad also. But we're going to discuss about them as we go. Number one, premium is back for everybody. Premium processing on H1B is back, which is a good news. A lot of people will be benefiting from that because, as you know, without the premium, especially people who get terminated have issues because after the grace period, they need to be able to get onto a job quickly and they get stuck because the company doesn't want to wait, etc. So premium is going to be very helpful. And a lot of people are always scared to file for premium processing, but the truth is that it seems like premium processing is acting better right now than the regular processing. So I recommend that you do premium, and if you need help on premiuming your case, I don't even know if it's a word, but to bring your case to premium, give us a call at 510-742-5887. Now, another news which is very important because a lot of people are going to be affected by this. It's the 30/60-day rule. For those who don't know, when you enter the United States on a visa, for example, on a B1 visa, and you intend to change that visa, basically, or you come in and you change that visa to F1 or H1 or an adjustment of status, there is a kind of a practical rule which is not really under the law, but more as a guidance from the adjudicator's manual, which says if you do it within 30 to 60 days, there's a presumption of fraud and misrepresentation. That means you kind of violated that B1, B2 visa, for example, when you enter. We have an article about this on our website, adjustment of status under B1, B2. Now this rule has become 90 days, and it has become a little bit more strict. and expect that many people who are going to do change of status, especially students who come on B1, B2 and want to change to F1, they are going to be facing a bunch of issues that will have to be tackled with. So you need to be ready for that, and we have the posting there under the cable of the DOS on there on our website at attorneyonair.com or piralilaw.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cover different topics today on immigration, and you feel free to call. The lines will be open now, 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. And for those who want a private consultation, feel free to call our office at 510-742-5887. So we were talking a little bit about this issue of INA 212. Basically, it's under the section of 212. Excuse me, 212A61. Now, what happened is that the summary of this cable is that they have revised the adjudicator's manual to change that 30-60-day rule to a 90-day rule. Okay, so what it will do now, it will kind of look with suspiciously at cases where you have just entered and changed your status or adjust your status. Let me take one caller in the meantime, and then we will talk a little bit more about that. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hi, Shah. Good morning. This is Kaushik speaking. Thanks for this
Good morning,
show.
Kaushik.
It is very informative.
Oh, thank you so much for your kind words. What can I do for you?
I have a quick question, Shah. So right now I am on a L1 and I have applied for a H1 through another consultant with the change of status.
Okay.
And I have received an RFP, and my consultant has responded to the RFP with the premium processing. So anytime this week, I should be getting a response for the RFC.
Yes.
Okay. So once I get the response, so basically my L1 would cease and my H1 would become effective. So
exactly.
In that
Yes.
case,
No, depending if it gets approved or not. If it gets approved, yes. If it gets denied, no. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in that case, can I give a 2-week notice to my current employer with whom I am working on a L1?
That's $1 million question. Okay, no, technically, because you cannot continue working on the L1. However, there is INA 245K, which kind of forgives you in case of unlawful work, but it's not something affirmative. That means if later on there is a claim that you work unlawfully, you can use that as a defense for your green card. But technically, no, you cannot continue working. The only way you can continue working is actually to basically leave the country and come back on L1 again, and then do an amendment, go back on H1 again. So bottom line, it's yes and no, but it's not something legal that to continue working with the L1 client once the H1B gets approved. So the 2 weeks notice becomes a big issue sometimes in those cases. So you need to work around that and talk to your employer or something about it. And the H1 employer has no problem, but the L1, if you continue working with them without an H1, without the L1 present, it's unlawful work. So just be careful. Give me a call. We can discuss a little bit about the options at the office because there are not many options, by the way. The truth is that once you change, then you are stuck. You have to go work for this H1B client.
Oh, okay. Okay. So immediately on the same day I have to resign and join, right? The new employer?
As from on the day it gets approved, yes. So basically there's nothing that accounts for the 2 weeks notice, unfortunately. And in case you continue working for whatever reason, there is a forgiveness under INA 245K, but that's not something that is an affirmative thing you can go and claim, I can continue working. In case it's done, it's forgiven, probably for the green card, but it's not something that is forgiven in general terms, okay?
Okay. Sure. Okay, great.
Okay,
great. Thanks
good
a lot.
luck to you. Okay, give me a call. We can discuss it more privately at 510-742-5887 if you want any more details. Okay? Okay. Good luck to you. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Yeah, Mr. Shah, good morning. This is Natasha. I have a
Hi,
question.
Natasha.
My mom traveled to U.S. on tourist visa, and her I-94 got stamped for a year. Now, we've never heard anyone getting I-94 for a year. So my question is it okay for her to stay for a year, or should we...
No. No, you have to go to CBP and ask them to confirm it or correct it, because technically the maximum they give is 6 months. And did you go online and check what is the exact date? Because the stamp is not
we did.
really...
We did. We went online, and online also it's showing 1 year.
Okay. So it's probably a mistake. So what I will recommend is contact the CBP office, which is closest to you, and go and ask them if it is the right date. If they say yes, then it's fine. But in my career, I never heard for 1 year, so it's the first time.
Okay.
So it should be something. Maybe I'm wrong, but usually 6 months is the maximum. Okay.
Traveling from anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much anywhere, unless there's humanitarian ground. That I've seen. If she comes on humanitarian ground, for example, she has a surgery or she has some kind of major issues, then they can give pretty much unlimited, more than the 6 months. But usually for B1, B2 regular travelers, it's 6 months. So there's another law which says if there's a mistake from their side, it is your duty to make sure that you correct that. So you don't want to be that they come back and give her a hard time. So I would recommend that at least you let them know. Just confirm with them, we got the 1 year, we just wanted to make sure the dates are good and that. And if they put it back to 6 months, then it's okay. It's better than later on they come back and say you should have revised this. Okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Good luck to you. You're welcome. Let me take another caller. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hi. My question is, if my RFE gets approved this month, and I wish to go to India next month actually due to some emergency. While returning, I'm planning to come on H4 visa. So what will happen to my H1B in this case?
Okay. So you say if your H1B gets approved, you leave the country and you come back on H4, right? Okay.
Right.
The H1B, technically, if you get in, it's like a circle. You're already inside of it. That means you're CAP exam. But if you want to work on H1B, you have to revive it. So what you need to do, you need to do an extension on the H1B, moving the H4 status to H1B. However, there's a problem there, because if you get an H1B, it was filed, and you don't go work for them pretty much right away, they will question you, how come this company filed an H1B for you? So I recommend that you pretty much kind of come back on H1 if possible. If not, then you need to make sure that as soon as possible you revive the H1, because more you wait on that, they will question you why, because what they're going to question is the genuineness of the job offer at a later stage when we try to revive it. Unless the company is a good company and has a good reputation, if it is a consulting company, they will believe that, okay, there was no real job offer, they just helped you to get an H1B. That's where it becomes tricky. So my recommendation is you can come on H4. You should revive that H1 as soon as possible, or come back on an H1. Okay?
Okay. And so you're talking about the immigration. I'll have some problem in immigration, this question?
No. It's later on. You won't have a problem to come back on your H4 probably. But when it's time to revive the H1, because you're already CAP exempt, you can file an extension to bring it back on H1. They will question you probably on the fact that why you didn't come back on an H1. So if you want to protect that H1, the best is to come back on H1. If not, then you need to make sure that as soon as possible when you come back on H4, file an extension of the H1 to revive the H1 status. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Good luck to you. Let me take another caller. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Yeah, hi, Shah. I have a question regarding going back to H1 from my current status H4. So here's the background. I have worked on H1 for 6 years, and then since I had an I-140 approved, I have also worked 1 more year on H1. So if I want to go back to H1 from my current status H4, do I have the cap exempt, and once I get it approved, do I need to go to India for stamping or?
Okay, very good question. Number one, how long you have been on H4?
About 2 years now, September.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're cap exempt because as long as the I-140 is there, you can revive that H1 by filing what we call an extension of the H1, a bit like I was mentioning to the previous caller, and use that I-140 to get maybe another 3 years. Probably they'll give you another 3 years or even 1 year. And no, you don't have to leave the country. The way it works, you file it as new employment, cap exempt, moving status from H4 to H1. And you just file it under premium, and as soon as now there's premium, you file it within 2-3 weeks. If there's no RFE, you will be back on your H1. Okay.
Thank you so much for the great update, and I just want to tell you how great is your show. I moved from California 3 years back to Nebraska, Omaha,
okay.
but I diligently listen to your show, and if I miss it, I go to your YouTube channel for sure. So you're doing a great
so much.
work,
That's very
I must say.
Thank you so much.
You.
I really appreciate that.
So much.
It's thanks to kind people like you that I continue doing the show. Thank you so much for
Definitely.
listening. And keep listening and tell people in Nebraska to listen to. Okay. Thank you. Take care. And thank you for calling from Nebraska. Okay. Okay, bye. So let me take another caller, Franco. This is Sharp Ray. You're live on air.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
My question is regarding the visitor visa. I don't know if you work with that. My parents' visitor visa is expiring in like a month, so I want to find out what's the process to renew that. Do you know?
Okay, you mean the visitor visa? Where are your parents? Are they here or are they?
No, they are in India. They're in India.
Okay, they just have to reapply. There's no renewal. You have to reapply for the visitor visa. You have to go there and do the same application by filing the DS-160. It's not a renewal, it's a new application. So that's all.
It's like getting a brand new visa in a way, right?
Exactly. There's no renewal. Renewal usually applies if they're already here and you're pretty much kind of filing an extension. But there, it's a full application. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good luck to you. Let me take another caller, Franco. I don't know if I have another caller. This is Sharp Ray. You're live on air. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We had a lot of callers, and thank you again for your kind words. It really means a lot to us. We've been doing the show now. I'm going on the 8th year of the show. Since pretty much KLOK started, we have been doing a show, and it means a lot to us. It means a lot to me also, especially because those shows have really kind of helped a lot of people, and also have kind of given me a lot of feedback. People don't know that is also, there's only so much you learn with the law, practicing law, but you learn a lot from people giving you feedback what is happening out there, and I wanted to say thank you for that. And also, I wanted to say thank you for KLOK for always being supportive to us. And thank you, Franco, for really making it easy for me to do those shows. Let me take another caller. This is Sharp Radio live on air.
Thank you for KLOK for always being supportive to us.
Hello. Hello.
Easy for me to do those shows. Let me take another caller.
Yes. Hello. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, just to remind you, whenever you're getting online, so please turn off your radio, because then it has an echo. Because the way it happens is that there's a 10 seconds delay under the rules that kind of echoes when you leave the radio open. So I apologize for that, but that's how the system works. So if you want to call, the lines are open 408-912-5565. This is Attorney Sharparali, and we're doing your show live today. It's October 5th, 2017. If you're hearing the show another time, that means a recorded show. And I know a lot of people on Friday night at midnight it becomes Saturday morning, but at midnight they listen to the show, especially people working at night. So I say special shout out for those people really kind of working at night, and we need people like that because the whole system works on a 24/7. And I have a lot of truck drivers, nurses, firemen, and people pretty much working at night. So I say a special hi to them because I know they will be listening on Friday night. So again, the number to the studio is 408-912-5565. As I was mentioning in the beginning, we have this rule that is coming, that a 90-day rule, which is going to be a problem. So be careful if you're coming on a B1, B2 visa, for example, and you want to shift to F1 or even H1. You need to make sure that you don't because this rule is going to frustrate the whole system, because now they're putting emphasis on it. This rule has been there 30 to / 60 days. It's not really a law. It's just something as a policy that they look at, and it would be a factor to determine if they will grant you your change of status or even an adjustment of status through marriage. Let me take a caller. We have a bunch of callers, so just be patient with me, all of you. Let me take the first one, Franco. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hey, Shah, this is Soma calling from here. So I have a quick question. So my daughter, her H4 expired on 1st of October. That's like 3 days back, and she's aging out by 11th of October. So she just got her I-20. So she's on H4 and she's a student. So she just got the I-20. So basically the delay is due to delay from the college. So it should have happened last week, but they just processed their I-20. So if she applies for the change of status now, what do you think, that would be accepted as is, or do you need to have some more paperwork that she's applying? Technically, she's out of status from 2nd October.
Okay, that's a very good question. By the way, yesterday someone interviewed me from a newspaper for all, they call them the H4 dreamers, because the rule is very unfair for those people, those kids who come here and get trapped in the system, and they end up
been here for almost 10 years now.
I know, and this is one chance to. I think now we need to push also for some kind of relief for the students. But having said that, now to answer your question, if she fell out of status by the time you're filing for the F1, she won't be able to do a change of status. The only way you can get her back on track, you need to have her get her I-20, leave the country, get a stamp, and then come back. Unfortunately,
it's the middle of the year, academic year, and we hear a lot of horror stories in India.
So why don't you give me a call and then
she's in the final year of her education. So.
Oh. Yeah, I know. Why don't you give me a call at the office? Let me assess more details, what we can do kind of to keep her here until this is completed.
Looks like there is some, I don't remember that word, it's something like a pro bono or something like that. There is some extraordinary circumstance excuse and all that,
Yes. That's what I was going to talk about to you. There is something called an exceptional situation at the discretion of the USCIS, where they basically create a bridge once you fall out of status and move to the F1. Unfortunately, the problem in this case is usually when they're talking about exceptional circumstances, they are talking about a situation where basically you have to show that maybe she was sick or you were sick or some kind of major thing happening. But you can claim it. One of the things, that's why I want to discuss in more details. I cannot really do it on the radio quickly like that. If you want me to kind of analyze it and give you some options, we might be able to keep her here at least she completes, and then we will find a solution for her for longer term. But right now you need to find a quick solution, and one of them will be to file it and hope that they accept it. And if they don't, by that time, since anyway it will take like 6 months to get an answer, she might be able to stay. But the school, the problem is that I don't know if the school will allow her to continue. That's another issue. I don't want to discuss over the air about.
No, they are issuing the I-20. I mean, to continue, they are issuing the I-20, and the school is cooperating.
Yeah, but the I-20 has no. Yeah.
What happens?
No, hold on a second. The The I-20 doesn't give her the right to go to school until the F1 is approved. So if the school want to allow her, that's up to them. But technically, they are not allowed to let her start school until the F1 is approved. So that's another issue. It will take me like 1 hour at least to discuss it. But what you can do is that you need to discuss with the school. But you waited really to the last minute. That's where it becomes a problem. So you need to make sure that the school is okay with that. But the truth is that the school themselves are not really allowed to do that. That's a problem. But they have some extraordinary circumstances that they might be able to check in for you. But you need to discuss with your DSO. That's why I want you to give me a call. We can discuss in more privately about the situation. Okay?
What's your number?
510-742-5887. Okay? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Give me a call. Thank you. And the website, attorneyonair.com. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Sharp Ray. You're live on air.
87. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello?
Hello? You're live on air.
Yeah. Hey, Shah. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Hey,
I'm doing well. What can I do?
Yes, thanks for doing this program for us. I have a question. My wife, she was on H1 for almost 6.5 years. So her 140 was filed, but after our baby was born, she moved to H4. So, and she have not been out of India for more than like 2 months. So, in case she wants to go back on H1, what is the process? Like, we have to file a new H1, or she can use the 140?
Okay, if the I-140 is approved, is there, if you had listened to me earlier, she can move back to the H1, provided the I-140 is still approved and has not been cancelled or withdrawn. If the I-140 is gone, then she won't be able to move to H1 unless she goes back to India and wait 1 year and then go through the lottery again. But if the I-140 has been approved, it's there present, then yes, you can move back on H1. And if you need help doing that, you can give me a call. We can help you. Okay? Okay.
So how will we know whether the 140 is currently valid or it's revoked?
Well, first you can check online, punch in the number. Usually if it's been revoked, you will see it there. Or you can ask the company if they revoke it. And if they have not revoked it now, they won't be able to do it because 6 months has probably passed, and with the new law, they cannot revoke it. But unfortunately, sometimes they don't update the system perfectly, so until you file, you won't know. And that's the unfortunate part. You can also do a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, Form G639, and you might get that information. But unfortunately, there's no way to confirm it's been withdrawn or not, except just punching the receipt number online. If it has been withdrawn, you might see a message, and if you see any message you don't understand, give me a call and we will analyze it for you.
Okay.
Okay.
And I have one more question.
Okay,
how's this green card dates moving? Like, is it gonna move in near month or so, or is it going to still be 2008?
Yeah, I used to do predictions every month. I stopped doing them because I'm lost myself. I think it's going to keep moving around 1 month, just the same as a month, maybe average of 1.5 months. I was hoping a jump in October, but I didn't see it except EB1 jump, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to take its time. The same, if you see 2008 right now, that means you have to count from that date and calculate your time and add around 6 months into it. The only worry I have is that I just hope there will be no retrogression. That's the only thing. So if it continues on the same trend, and hopefully there will be no retrogression in the next 1 year. But we will see, because close to the next year with the H1B, we might see some kind of changes in the law, and we are hoping that they will recapture some of those green cards that were lost. And I don't know yet, but I'm following it closely. I'm going to start doing my predictions again. I just kind of back off because we are in really tough times right now. Nothing is the only thing you can predict, nothing is predictable. So that's a problem.
Good. And how about this STEM law? Is it going to come in, or like those who did their masters from here?
Yeah, that's probably going to come, but so far it will be negative because it seems like they are trying to cut off H1B completely, and that means they will make it. Congress is not really keen to cut off H1B, but at the same time they are making the law so strict that it will have an impact next year. Be ready for some really major changes on H1B, but we don't know what. But I will post it as I get them, probably I'll mention it on the radio like I'm doing right now, or post it on my website. But right now, one thing is important is that AILA, the American Immigration Lawyers Association, is actually encouraging most of the employers to write to the Congress and tell them not to touch H1B and leave it, because it is something that is necessary, especially for the Bay Area, for the Silicon Valley. So I will recommend people also calling their senators and representatives and tell them, don't change the law. If you change the law, don't make it harder for the H1B. This is something I'm going to work on soon, and maybe start a petition like we did for H4. But this is the next step. I've been so busy with the regular work right now that even the advocacy is kind of taking a toll. Okay, but good luck. Hopefully, we don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think good news are going to come next year. It's going to get tougher, okay, until it gets better. Okay. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Let me. You're welcome. The number to our office 510-742-5887, and the website attorneyonair.com. Attorneyonair.com. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hi, I'm calling from Cupertino. I have a question regarding
Hi.
L1A EAD. I obtained L1A EAD with the current company, and they have applied for my 485. It's been more than 6 months. However, the current company is going out of business, so I need to change jobs. So I was wondering whether it's okay to change jobs, firstly.
Okay.
And
so you file under EB1C, right?
Right.
That's what you file. Okay. So, and then how long you filed this?
I filed it in February 2nd, 485 was filed.
February 2nd. So right now is March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November, December, October. So yeah, you have reached 6 months. You might be eligible to move that green card to, I have to do a further analysis to do that, but you might be eligible to move it to another company under AC21. It's a little bit tricky when it comes to EB1C to do this transfer because it's attached to a transferee, but it is possible to move it as long as you meet the requirements of 180 days and also you move to a same or similar position, which is the part which becomes the trickiest because under L1A it's more managerial role. But yeah, it is possible to save that green card, and you need to do the supplement J and everything. So unfortunately in few minutes I cannot analyze it, but yeah, it is possible. I'm not saying it's for sure it will happen, but it is possible. So give me a call maybe if you want me to kind of match the job, and if you get another job offer, or you can open your own company also and move it to that company. Okay.
Is there where should I call you for further consultation?
Yeah, just call me at 510-742-5887. Just to mention one thing important people don't know about, there's something called a self kind of petition when it comes to AC21. You can move to your own company if you open your company. So many people who are in the management sector and have business ideas, they can do that. So look into that because that gives you a lot more flexibility than having to go and move it to another company. So give me a call. I'll analyze it for you. I need to know what job you're getting offered and etc. Okay.
Thank you so much.
510. You're welcome. 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887. Let me take another caller. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hey, thanks for taking up my call.
You're welcome, sir.
So my question is, currently I'm on OPT, which is going to expire in a week. My consulting company has filed an H1 for which we got an RFE, and they're going to reply the RFE with premium processing, like in couple of days. So maybe after 2 or 3 weeks, I should hear something from USCIS. But right now, the current problem is my OPT is getting expired, so that I cannot work, and my current project is also getting expired. So even though if I get an H1 approved, I will not be on an active project, and my consulting company they don't have any active project in the pipeline. So my plan is to go to India and get it stamped on H4, as my wife has I-140 approved. So what do you think? What are my options?
Well, you just said it, because without any project, that H1B has no value until you can get on another project. But there are bigger problems that might come, because when you file that H1B, you basically certified that there will be a project. So this is becoming a big problem for a lot of people, because within 6 months, many consulting companies, they will put a project, and then by the time the H1B kicks in, the project is gone. And that's one of the things that they have used very smart, in a smart way, to deny people. So your approach of going on H4 and H4 EAD is a good approach. I think you should do that. And when it's time to revive your H1B, you need to file an extension, but you will have to give an explanation what happened. But yeah, your approach is probably the best at this point, unless you get something quickly transfer. But if you transfer, it will be another problem, because they will go back to the original H1B. So at this point, the approach of H4 and H4 EAD is the best until you find something constant and revive that H1B. Okay?
So once I get an H1 approved, and if I move back to India without even working on H1, will there be any consequences? And do my employer has to revoke my H1?
That's a lot of question. Revoking the H1, technically the employer will probably do, because otherwise you are on H1. But if you leave the country, you come back, automatically you'll shift to H4. Yeah, it will not be a problem to come on the H4 if that's your question. But going back on the H1, yeah, there might be a lot of issues, especially if you're dealing with a consulting company. But having said that, if the job offer at the origin when you filed the H1B was a genuine job offer, and then it got terminated genuinely, you should be able to revive that H1B down the road. But it requires some work. So it's a case by case basis, but it won't create a problem because you didn't take the job. It can create a problem if the original job offer was not genuine. That's a different issue. Okay?
Okay. So once I come back on H1, once I come back on H4, so if I find a job with a proper company, do they have to file a change of status?
They have to file an extension of the H1. Move you back on the H1 unless you want to work on H4 EAD. Yes. It is a process like filing a new H1, but cap exam.
Okay. And then we have to pay, and then the company has to pay the full fees of H1, right?
Kind of, not the full fees, but at least the I-129 fee they have to pay. Okay?
Okay.
And
Thank you.
the fraud fee they have to pay. Good luck to you. So this is a big issue, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that has been happening, and if you need help on those, give us a call, 510-742-5887. And I don't know if I have more callers, Franco, but I'm going to discuss now about some other issues, including debt settlement, which is coming really rushing to us now, with a lot of people we are seeing getting laid off from their job for whatever reason. And at the same time, although the job market is seeing an increase in hiring, it's not really happening in the Silicon Valley when it comes to H1Bs and other people, unfortunately. And many of them have been living here and have been using credit cards, have second mortgages on their houses, etc., etc. And if you don't pay the bills or you're not able to pay the credit cards, we can negotiate those credit cards and basically bring it to a fraction of its value, and you pay them one time and you get out of the debts. We're not here to protect your credit. What we are protecting is a future lawsuit against you, because if you owe money, they will sue you, and most of the time it costs more money to defend those cases, or you won't defend it. And what they will do, they will get a default judgment against you, and once they get a default judgment against you, they can pretty much garnish your paycheck, levy your bank account, and put lien on your property, especially if you have a good equity in the house, they will go after that. So be careful on that, and we can help you get out of those. Just give us a call at 510-742-5887. We have a separate department for that, and the blog for that is yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I have more callers, but I don't know if I'll be able to take more callers, but I might be able to take one or two, Franco. So before that, I wanted to kind of go back to the issue that we were discussing about. Number one today is the good news of we have the H1 coming. We have the H1 premium coming back, which came back actually 2 days ago, and that is something you should take advantage of and don't let go. Second, we have this 60/30/60-day rule, and we want to make sure that you know what we're talking about here. Whenever you enter the United States on a B1, B2 visa and you want to change status, you need to make sure that the status is if you're doing it within the first 90 days now, as from September 1st. They will come back to you and say you might have misrepresented when you use your B1 B2 visa. This is not a law, by the way. What it is a policy under the manual, and what it will do is that unfortunately I'm pretty sure they're going to use that extensively because the reason they kind of mention it is that they want to use it. And for those who want to come here, for example, on B1 B2 and change status to F1, be careful. Before you do that, I would recommend you talk to an attorney. Give us a call at the office at 510-742-5887. The same rule will apply for those who wants to change to H1B, for those who wants to change to adjustment of status. For those who came, for example, on H4 or L1, this rule doesn't really apply because those visas are dual intent visas. So you don't have the issue of INA 214B. So don't worry about this part. For those who came especially on F1 and come on B1, B2, these kind of visas, they need to worry about that because I'm pretty sure they will give a hard time to people. Because if they mention it, put emphasis on it, although it's not a law, and they will give a hard time to the people who want to change status. By the way, it's a rebuttable presumption of fraud or misrepresentation, which means you can fight it back. But fighting it back will require a lot of things from you. So you need to be careful and make sure that you have all the ammunition to do that. And we have some good articles on our website on this. Please read. And please make sure you contact an attorney before you do anything. Right now, unfortunately, for those who have followed me for years, oftentimes people will call and I'll tell them you don't need a lawyer to do certain things. But now, unfortunately, I'm encouraging people to get a lawyer who's experienced to do it, because except the B1, B2 visa, which is a visitor visa, where pretty much no lawyers can really help unless you have some kind of issues that you need to tackle with. For example, there's fraud, you need a waiver or something. Then I will recommend having a lawyer help you. Also for student visas, if you are getting it from abroad, you don't need a lawyer. But if you're doing a change of status to a student visa from here, or a change of status to B1, B2 from here, then it's recommended to have a lawyer handle it, because the lawyer will know, if the lawyer's experience, of course, what are the issues attached to those visas. And this is very, very, very important, because if you don't do that, you will see yourself with issues that you won't even realize. Just to give an example, I know people who basically listen to a lot of those so-called agents out there, and many times they will try to make up stuff to put on your case, and that comes back later on to really kind of haunt you, because they are not now, when they're looking at things, since now most of the stuff are on the electronic files, it's easily accessible by the government. They will look into your case. They will look into your social media. They will look into your past, into your, if you overstayed, if you have violated any visas, etc. So even when it's time to file for your green card, you need to make sure that all this stuff are pretty much cleared for you. So this is where a lawyer who's experienced doing those stuff will make a difference. And I know many lawyers now thinking immigration is a hot topic, they just jump in, but this is not the way it works. It requires a lot of knowledge and a lot of strategy, and the strategy can only come with experience when it comes to immigration. And luckily, I've been doing this now almost 15 years, and we have had some very good successes with our cases. I've handled, I don't know how many, maybe 4,000 cases so far, around that approximately the law firm did, and so far we have more than that probably, including consultations. We're talking almost 10,000. So we know a little bit what's happening. I don't claim that I know it all, because I don't. And then the little we know, we will help you with, and we will try our best. Sometimes we cannot help at all, and I'll let you know about that. But feel free to call us if you need a consultation, and the number to call to our office is 510-742-5887. The website is attorneyonair.com, and just to let you know, anything you tell us today is for educational. Anything I told you today, is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. The number to our office is 510-742-5887. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for your kind words today. Thank you, Franco. And we will be back next week, the same time, 10 to 11. I'll let Amit continue. Amit, are you there?
Hi, Sayed. How are you?
I'm doing well, Amit. So you have 8 minutes and a half to continue, so I'll let you finish. Thank you, Franco. Thank you, Amit. Bye-bye.
Thanks, and Satrikal, and namaste to everybody. First of all, just wanted to, prayers to all those, families who got